Just as with the Commodore 64 version of Turrican, I wanted to make sure that I made a gameplay base that was somewhat proficient looking. I used to complete this game with alarming regularity many years ago, but it was many years ago, and it required quite a few games before I felt I was back to the point where I could actually make a somewhat presentable video. So I do apologize about the delay, but here we are. I had not seen the original Turrican on Amiga before I saw this game, and I have to admit, this game knocked my socks off. Turrican II is a pseudo-sequel to Turrican. The story is presented in the game introduction. Bren Maguire's ship has been invaded by the machine, and his fellow crew member was killed and he was left for dead. And once the machine has left the vessel, he goes to the equipment room and done the new version of the Turrican suit, trying to get revenge. So that is his task, to go through 5 levels again, divided into 1 or 2 sub-levels, in order to finally face off against the machine. From a gameplay point of view, this is exactly the same foundation as the original Turrican run and gun platformer, with exploration, optional exploration, but quite a lot of it. There are a lot of extra lives to be found, there's a lot of hidden bonuses to be found, and if you spend the time looking for them, you can stock up on quite a few lives. If we go over the interface quickly, the lives has been put in the top left corner, and the score in the top right. The bottom left, you can see there's a red bar thing, which is basically a super city powerful mode that you can trigger once per life. It basically fires off every weapon position available to you while turning you into a rotating saw blade thing. And while it looks cool and makes an awful lot of noise, I find that 9 out of 10 times it doesn't really do much, but it looks epic. Anyway, you have 1 available per life. Next to that, you can see some dimmed bulbs, I should say. Those are your continues, and unlike Turrican, you do not start with any continues in this game. You have to earn them, which is where the gems come in. Next to those unlit bulbs, you have your time. This time it is actually signified as being a time box, because of course you got the word time and then you got the timer running down next to it. So, to the right of that you have your gems, and once you gather 100 gems, you earn 1 continue. To the right of that again you have power lines, which is the weapon that's been retained from the original Turrican. And to the right of that again you have your health bar. The suit's main weapons has been upgraded. You still have your spread shot and your laser, but you have also been granted access to a bounce shot, and you can probably mention what that will do. The mines have technically been removed from the game, and the smart bombs are definitely out. The reason I'm saying the mines are technically removed from the game, in Turrican 1 you had 3 chances per life, or options per life, to turn into a rotating saw blade, which would allow you to gain access to different areas, and you could still fire your weapons while in that mode. That has been changed in Turrican II. You can no longer fire your normal weapons, but you will technically lay mines, which were equivalent to how the mines, time bombs, whatever, worked in the first game. The lightning gun is a bit more controlled in this game. It is essentially still functioning exactly the same way as it did in the original game, but the sound of it has been toned down a bit, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. First mini-boss, by the way, is tough. It requires an awful lot of effort in order to defeat it. Let's talk a technical aspect. I think there's a little question about the graphical quality of this game. The graphical quality is of a very, very high standard. It is outright exquisite to look at. Everything moves extremely smooth. Things like hit detection, I'm not going to repeat what I said in the Commodore 64 coverage of Turrican, but it is absolutely spot on. It is not a micromillimeter off at any point. I forgot these enemies were there, by the way. That was a bit dumb. Whatever. And considering this is a pre-AGA game, this was released in 1991. And the AGA machines arrived in 92. This game, from a graphical point of view, makes a lot of AGA specific games look bad. The color choice, the color usage is absolutely top notch. And this is something that I've been saying before in some of my videos when it comes to Amiga games about color choices. You can have the best looking graphic in the world. If your color choices is off, if your color choice is off, it will still look crappy. And this game quite vividly displays how good color choices can look. It's not, thankfully I should say, it's not the best looking Amiga game I've ever seen, but it's right up there amongst the top of the best looking Amiga games. Sound effects, I fully enjoy all of them. I think they are very appropriate for the game, and they are, again, of a very high quality. The fact that you get a call out for when you pick up a bonus or an extra life is a nice little touch. You wouldn't miss it if it wasn't there, but it's nice that it's there. And now of course we come to the, in my opinion, biggest thing about this game, and that is the music. The composition that Chris Huelsbeck has made for Turrican II is some of it. No, I'm not going to put my neck on the line and say that it is. It is definitely some of the best Amiga music ever made, composed, devised, whatever you call it. I don't personally love all the tracks in the game. There are certain of them that I find the tone is not particularly to my liking, but the quality, the sheer sound quality and sheer composition quality of every bit of music in this game is undeniable. The quality is possibly as high as it gets. Actually, I don't know if people are not aware of that, but if you play this game and you press the spacebar at the title menu, you get access to a music menu where you can listen to and enjoy all the music of the game, which is a nice little touch that was added. Playing this game and looking at this game, listening to this game, it makes me happy sad. Happy because it is of such a high quality as it is, and sad because it is of such a high quality as it is. Perhaps it sounds a bit stupid or a bit wonky, but the quality of this game should be, in an ideal world, above average. It shouldn't be spectacular. In an ideal world, this would have been an above average Amiga game, and every other Amiga game would have been of an equal and, dare I say, potentially higher quality. But of course, as we've seen many a time, that was not the case in most cases. Factor 5, which was responsible for the Amiga version of Turrican II, has obviously spent an awful lot of time caring for this project. Nothing is left to chance. Everything from the tiniest bit of graphic to the simplest sound effect is treated with utmost respect and done with sky-high proficiency level. And this proves that it could be done. This proves that the Amiga and Commodore 64 for that matter. But this of course is an Amiga video, so I will disregard the Commodore 64 in that case. The computer was not unable to provide high quality products. The computer was not unable to put good graphics on display. It was not unable to play extremely high quality sound and music. A lot of people working on the Amiga was not capable of making it show the high quality graphics or play the high quality sound. Don't get me wrong, quite a few games of high quality, but as I was saying before, in an ideal world, the quality of this game should have been above average. It shouldn't have been as unique as it sadly turned out to be. I cannot applaud Factor 5 enough for what it did to this game. It is definitely one of my favorite action games, without question. There's not a single aspect of this game that I do not enjoy fully. I played it many years ago consistently, and picking up again in order to make this video, I was humming along with all the music and I was just enjoying the ride. Make no mistake, I would not claim Turrican II to be the best Amiga game ever made. My personal game preference is of a different kind, but within its genre of games, it is undoubtedly in the top 4% of Amiga games. No question about that. The quality is undeniable. And as I've said a billion times before, sound and graphics will not make a game. But when you have the trinity in virtually perfect harmony, excellent gameplay, excellent graphics, epic sound, then you're in for a treat. And Turrican II, without question, is one hell of a treat, both visually, audibly, and from a gameplay experience. Just like the Commodore 64 version, I've only covered the first full level because I didn't want to make some wonky editing parts that put 30 seconds of each level on display in some bizarre wonkiness. But I hope you have enjoyed what's been on display and what you can hear. This game definitely deserves a spot in Amiga Games Hall of Fame, without a question. And yes, I probably went a bit overboard in praising it, but I don't feel it can be praised enough. On that note, thanks for watching, take care, and see you next time. Bye bye for now.